You're listening to the Full Court Press with your host, Drew Duncan. Don't you dare touch that dial. Welcome back to the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan. We're live on 99.5 ESPN Radio, Emporia's home for sports. We are 99.5 KHDL, The Huddle, Emporia's only 24-hour sports station. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan 83. You can always call me up at 620-343-6143 and be a part of the program as well. Don't forget, you can find 99.5 ESPN on social media. That's at 99.5 ESPN. You can also listen anywhere, anytime by simply going to the website, 995ESPN.com. You can also download the app available on Android and iPhone. That's 99.5 ESPN. We got done talking about Kyler Murray moments ago and why he may end up going to the minors as opposed to staying and playing in OU. I cited examples of guys that had did that, Russell Wilson, namely, Josh Fields, etc. Here's the deal. A big part of that has to do with the fact that he'll get paid. If he decides to go and he gets the money right, then why wouldn't he, right? I made mention of slot picks, etc., etc. For instance, if he went number 36 per the CBA or collective bargaining agreement in Major League Baseball, he would have the capability of making $1.88 million in a signing bonus. It's guaranteed money. Guaranteed he'd be a millionaire already. Then he could always circle back around, provided that he doesn't take an agent, and end up going back to school. Nigel Hayes of the Houston Rockets has talked about something very similar, and that is college athletes and getting paid. Part of the reason why Kyler Murray would leave is the opportunity to make so much money, even a little bit of money. And because he doesn't know right now where his NFL draft stock is, as nobody does. Nobody knows yet because there's just not enough film on him. Here's a little something from Nigel Hayes of the Houston Rockets. He said, I would do away with the term impermissible benefits, and with that term no longer in use, these athletes are now allowed to accept money from any party that would like to give them some. If a booster wants to give them $5,000 because they had a great game, they'd be allowed to do that. If a local restaurant wants to give them dinner, they'd be allowed to do that. And by the same token, if they don't, then there's no harm, no foul. And through the use of that, colleges aren't looked at to try and finance this because they can no longer say, where's the money going to come from? If no one wants to give any player money, then they don't have to. If someone does, then they do. There's a lot of sports that are funded by football and men's basketball. Paying for entertainment is something that America does better than anybody else in this world. College is no longer college athletics. It's an entertainment outlet. And they're entertained by two primary sports, football and men's basketball. They're the two major ones that generate billions, and the majority of the money should go to the players that play those two sports. Now, here's where I'll agree to disagree with Nigel on this one, and that is I don't think it should be limited to football and basketball. Though those are the driving forces for a lot of universities. If you go to North Carolina, Alabama, some of these other places, baseball or softball or any of those are as big as football. And, I mean, that is very real deal. The point that I'm making is this. If Kyler Murray was allowed to go and play in the minors during the offseason for football, make himself some money, and then come back and play football for OU, he might take that route. Because now he would not only have the baseball experience, but now potentially he would have football clout too, and he'd be able to really weigh his options about, do I want to continue in baseball Or do I want to see what can happen with me if I go to the NFL, knowing that I've already got this other potential in my life in my back pocket? It is a cold, hard reality. But sports at any level are entertainment. And for whatever reason, at the collegiate level, though we pay for that entertainment, we decide nobody should get money. See, you would see a lot less boosters getting in trouble. You would see the end of that, and you would see, are you opening the door? Maybe. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. Are you opening the door for somebody to get jealous of another player and take his own action? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. Are you opening the door for maybe the wrong kind of person to be around your kids? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But I'll tell you this, Arian Foster, while he was at Tennessee, after the fact in the NFL, talked about how he was so hungry while he was there that he called then coach Phil Former and said, Coach, if you don't bring us some food, we are considering going and doing something that we shouldn't do because we're so damn hungry. Coach showed up with 50 tacos for those guys, and what he did was illegal, feeding his players. Why are you hungry? I'll tell you why you're hungry. Because when you're an athlete, your body processes more food. And so because it processes more food, you need to get fed more because you're constantly working off what you've already taken in. Any athlete knows that you continuously eat because of the rapid rate at which your body is processing food. I don't understand why Kyler Murray shouldn't be able to go and take his chances in the minor leagues while being at OU. It's off season. It's summertime. What's the big deal? He should be able to go and make himself some money on the side. Johnny Manziel, forget about everything I ever said about or what's known about Manziel and a lot of his other problems. When he signed an autograph and said, I need you to pay me for that, what does the NCAA care about what he does with his own signature? How do you tell somebody? Can somebody tell you what to do with your signature? Would you be appreciative if somebody said, look, man, just sign here? Or no, you're not allowed to sign here? No, I'm not going to let you make money on the side. What would you do if your boss said that you're not allowed to make money on the side? Would you appreciate that? Truth of the matter is this. We're all interested in making money. And we're all interested in what's best for us, for our families, for our kids, and for ourselves. Why do we feel like when it comes to a college athlete that the rules of life suddenly change? And then on top of that, we hold them to these insurmountable standards. Bobby Knight got away with reckless abandon for years in college. For years. We're not talking for a little while. We're not talking about an isolated incident. We're talking about multiple incidents over a span of years. But because he was winning, everybody turned a blind eye. That dude was kicking basketballs, throwing chairs, allegedly choking players, headbutting guys on national television. But yet, if a kid like Kyler Murray wants a little bit of money for the work that he puts in, he's already spoiled and doesn't want to play basketball. Are you kidding me? Or if he gets busted for something one time, it's, he doesn't want to play ball, he's a troublemaker, right? So we're holding a 19, 20, 21-year-old kid to a higher standard than we are an adult 50-year-old man. That doesn't make sense to me. It can't. I don't understand that logic or that world. I don't get it. You take Kyler Murray and OU, they wouldn't be in this predicament if these kids were allowed to govern themselves a little bit more, which is what college is supposed to be, isn't it? Isn't that what you're supposed to learn when you're in school, is governing yourself? Isn't that what they always say? Oh, your mommy and daddy aren't around anymore to tell you to get up in the morning or to do your homework or to brush your teeth or to comb your hair or, to work even harder or any of those things, right? You have to govern yourself. So if Kyler Murray were to make a mistake by going into the minors and it didn't work out for him, then it would be a lesson learned on how he can either improve or learn about business or whatever the case may be. If we give kids opportunities to, get a free dinner from a restaurant, why shouldn't that be a thing? Why? There's so much that I really just don't understand. Boosters are going to be around programs no matter what. I hate to break that to everybody. If anybody says that you're going to be opening a door, where do you think a lot of schools get funded from? Boosters. Donations. Donation is a clever term for the word booster. Because a booster is nothing more than somebody who went to the university and ended up deciding, well, I really loved going there. And, you guys are looking for a brand new football facility. Yeah, sure. You want a practice field? Great. Yeah, I'll hook that up. My name's going to be in there, right? Oh, okay, no big deal. That's a booster. Okay? It's not a donation. It's a booster. Let's call it what it really is. He's boosting the program. And if you don't think that boosting the program is through those kinds of things, go look at that facility that they got in Alabama and look at that hot tub and tell me that doesn't boost their chances of recruiting players when they're on a visit and they see a hot tub that is a block and a half long. Tell me that doesn't entice you when you see that. It's a spa, dude. That doesn't entice me to be there? Where do you think that money comes from? Come on, guys. Let's look at the cold, hard reality of this. I love college athletics. It's my favorite sport in the world. I don't want to see it dirtied up. And I think that what these kids have is a phenomenal opportunity. I've had coaches on here talk about it all the time, specifically Eric True, who is the Opie track and field coach, who has said over and over again, hey, track and field, you're not going to go professional in it, right? And I'm paraphrasing here. But basically what he's alluded to is you're not going to go professional in track and field. More than likely, it's not going to happen because, the Olympics and all that kind of stuff, there's a possibility for earning. We know that. But outside of that, professional in track and field, right? This is a gateway to get you to somewhere so that way you can go somewhere else. And what do you learn through athletics? Discipline, playing for the next person, taking lumps for the team, toughness, durability, fighting through adversity, learning how to figure out complex problems, dealing with life situations. It teaches all those things. And it also, at this juncture in life, should be teaching you some sort of business code or ethics as well. There's a reason why LeBron James and Peyton Manning and those guys have all made the kind of money that they did. And it is for one reason and one reason only, because they learned how to do business for themselves. They just had a symposium on it last fall. They had 19 players from the NCAA who were looked at as premier drafts go and listen to this symposium on ethics and business and money management and all those kinds of things. And then the idea is trickle-down economics, right? Hey, we've given you the information. Now go trickle it down to your fellow teammates. It should all be that way in college, too. I mean, I just don't understand why we think your earning capability should only be once you are a pro in something. If you work at McDonald's, are you suddenly a professional chef? Or are you a chef when you're a chef? But maybe for some, McDonald's could be that avenue. I know it sounds silly, but think about it. It's an avenue to ownership because they allow you to branch off and own. So it could be that, but you're not an owner until you're an owner. So does that mean while you're going to business school, you can't intern somewhere else and learn ownership? Does that mean that while you're in school for cooking that, and you want to be a chef, you can't go somewhere and earn money as an intern? They have programs all across the United States where interns get paid. When I was in journalism school and in mass comm, I could have easily gotten paid as an intern at a radio station, provided that they were willing to pay me for my services and my time of being there, and got a college credit for it. So why shouldn't these kids be equal to that? The fact that they're a student athlete suddenly separates them from the rest of the world, and I don't buy it. This is the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan 83. You can always call in at 620-343-6143. You can also find 99.5 on the internet. That's 995ESPN.com, where you can listen all day, every day. You can also listen all day, every day in your pocket by downloading me on your tablet or Android device or iPhone or whatever the case may be by going and downloading the 99.5 ESPN app. We have a lot more show to get to today, guys. Tentatively, we're waiting on Chris Harris to call in. We've got Nashville coming up next as the potential front runner for the NFL draft next year. We're going to tell you why I think it should be Kansas City. We'll be back right after this. Don't you dare touch that dial.